Hey guys, it's Dev here, and welcome back to another episode of ARK Survival Evolved, or an update video for that matter. And today I want to just cover version 509 on the PS4 and version 755, I believe, on the Xbox One. And this update is actually set to release on June 8th, which is coming up. I believe that is Friday of this week. It may get pushed back a few days, and I kind of expect that based on the other updates that came prior to this one. So without further ado, let's hop right into these patch notes. The first thing that I wanted to cover is actually there will be per pixel painting, including human and dino war paint. And I don't think this will be coming to official PvP, and I really hope it doesn't. I know there's been a little bit of word that it might be, but I feel like that would ruin completely the color mutations on dinos, and who wants to see a bright pink Wyvern flying around? I don't know. I feel like it just kind of wrecks the whole mutation color scheme and that type of stuff, and really the point of having those color mutations. But moving on from that, we are moving on to the new weapon that is coming, and that is actually the harpoon gun. And this harpoon gun will actually shoot the ballista bolts, which you can actually use in a ballista, so it'll be interchangeable with that. But it will also have trank bolts. And these trank bolts you can be using for actually your underwater taming, which is really cool. And before you had to use your crossbow, so hopefully this will be a lot better method of actually getting those underwater tames. Because I know it can definitely be frustrating if you're going after like a Mosey or something like that that takes a ton of arrows. But moving on from the weapon into the new dinos, starting off we have the Hyenodon, and this Hyenodon actually is not rideable, but it does have a certain saddle that you can put on for storage and that type of stuff. And this Hyenodon will actually have a pack bonus, kind of like the Allosaurus, which is very cool. Be similar to the direwolves, which now actually will have a patch bonus after this patch as well. Moving on from that, we have the Hesperornis, I believe I said that correctly. But anyways, this is a shoulder mount, and it is actually a water mount that gathers fish and that type of stuff. But the cool thing about the Hesperornis is actually that it will lay golden eggs. And these golden eggs you can actually eat for experience buffs for a certain amount of time, which is very cool if you're still working towards that level 100 or getting to max level, I should say. Moving on to that, and on to the Megatherium. The Megatherium actually is one of the dinos that is actually just a giant sloth. And this dino actually has a few cool things with it. One of those actually being that it gives a boost when you're eating your like spiders, your erythriads, and that type of stuff, and also your bugs like a Meganera and that type. And it is also really good at collecting that chitin. So hopefully we'll have to look into that as just kind of another herbivore dino. But moving on from that dino onto the Megalina. The Megalina actually is pretty cool. It is kind of reminds me of a salamander mixed with the Thylaco, just because it does have that climbing ability, and it can climb on pretty much anything and cover walls, go on the ceilings. It's pretty cool, and definitely a dino to check out for just getting around the caves and that type of stuff. And moving on to that, and probably the most influential dino in the update, that being the Yutyrannus. The Yutyrannus has a couple of cool features, one being that it actually has a cry feature that will scare other dinos, and it also has an encouragement feature, like a buff feature for your own dinos. And I know there's been a lot of research put into them already, but I haven't researched into it that much, and really am looking forward to researching it more once it hits PS4 and kind of trying it out for myself and that type of stuff. But the Yutyrannus actually is said to be giving about a 25% in bonus of actually melee and resistance, or just damage output, which is very cool, and this might be an option to use in those boss fights like the Broodmother Hard, where it really comes down to how much time and damage you can put in, not really the health or the ability to actually kill it. Moving on from that to an actual new vehicle, and something that a lot of people have been recommending, and a lot of people have actually wanted for a long time, that being the gas-powered speedy motorboat. The motorboat actually has a bigger build limit and a higher build limit than the wooden boat, so this will allow you to make some crazy turret rafts and just have beyond cool warboats that are actually moving super fast. So if you live on the water, this could be a big struggle for you with people just kind of trolling you and bringing them up to your own base and that type of stuff. So be on the lookout for that, but it can also make some really good attack boats. Moving on from that, we will actually have a new structure, the interactive toilet. And I did not get an image of this, but anyways, the interactive toilet really just kind of makes one fertilizer. It's kind of a decorative piece that you could be using on PvE and that type of stuff. Just completes the base a bit more. Nothing too special with that. Along with those, we'll have some Viking hair and facial hairstyles added, memory reductions, texture, memory, and mesh optimization. Tech projectiles now will not do any damage if they collide with the structure after 5,000 units distance. And this is a balance with the auto turrets, just so your tech rexes can't walk up to a base and just shoot out all the turrets from a distance, and then you'll be able to walk in and just kind of destroy everything. And it creates that even balance of auto turrets and actually tech rexes. A new achievement is set that now includes various cosmetic hairstyles and emotes unlocked as you get achievements. So that's cool. The experienced players will have some extra emotes and extra hairstyles to be unlocked. There's new client options to disable giving cosmetics on respawn and to disable menu music tracks, which is very cool. And I know the skins that you get every time you spawn can be pretty annoying, especially if you have a few like the Manicore and the Rex Saddle skin, the Giga skin, all those types of skins in your inventory. And also, moving on from that, it actually now re-added the ATV vehicle that is a work in progress on the PC and that type of stuff, and the single player Easter egg for that. And also with that, they fixed various gameplay exploits and edge cases, which is always good, and there is a ton of those all the time to be fixed. And it fixed a bug where alpha wild creatures were sometimes improperly buffing enemy tamed creatures. Can't say I really experienced that, but that is definitely needing to be fixed if alpha wild creatures are affecting how tame creatures are working. Updated various new UI styles and that type of stuff. Added 66 new explorer nodes between the island and Scorched Earth. The Ballista/Harpoon Bolt now has significant piercing properties to akin to the composite arrow. So that makes it similar to that actual metal arrow. So it will be armor piercing, which is very cool, just like that compound bow, and it will be good for definitely killing those underwater creatures. And I really think they added this for that like underwater based stuff, trying to make it more inviting under there, but still not convincing me with those eels down there. Redid the island's sounds and various gameplay sound effects. Explorer notes subtitle option button, explorer notes translation are WIP. So all these sorts of fixes, I'm just going to run through these real quick. Nothing too major other than the official PvE change to offline raid protection, and it also made alpha leads more common on the island. Along with that, the Alpha Megalodon is slightly more common as well with that Alpha Lead, which will be very cool on the island. I look forward to actually finding one of those for the first time ever. Anyways, hopefully you guys did go on to enjoy all this info, and stay tuned for more ARK videos coming in the future, whether it is updates or getting back onto those PvP servers, because it will be coming. It's just a little grind to get back up. You know how it is. The game is a grind, to be quite honest. But anyways, once again, if you did go on to enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment down below with any questions regarding the update or my PvP status, because I know everybody's a fan. And subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.